Welcome to the channel. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Now, what would you guys say if I told you that I've bought a watch which I know I'm definitely not going to wear? I bought it purely because of the way it looks, and it's something that I just want to look at time to time again and just appreciate it and not even want to wear it. Would you think I'm mad? Probably, but I think a few collectors out there definitely know what I'm talking about. So behind this case is a very special watch. It's a vintage watch. It is quartz, and it is from the 1980s. In fact, the manufacturing date on this was May 1980. And I bought this on eBay just on a whim. I saw this watch. I actually put out a community post on this, which is quite funny. Actually, I'll go into that in a little bit later on. And this watch I just fell in love with it looking at it. It's something which I can really appreciate. I mean, the pictures were incredible by the person that I bought it from. And that's actually a store that I want to talk to you guys about as well. So let's crack open this box. And wow, look at this watch I have. Mixed opinions, I know. So the community post I put out about this, you guys are hilarious. Some of you guys were trolling the watch, and a lot of you guys did appreciate what I was appreciating on this watch. But it was very funny to read, and I thank you guys for that. A couple of you guys called it a grandma watch, a pimp watch, I think. Somebody said it looks like a Russian villain watch. No offense to the Russians watching. Yeah, all sorts. But I get the last one, right? It does look like a watch where um, a very evil or classy villain would be wearing. Maybe a mafioso boss, just very slim under the cuff, comes out anytime they reach for the strap or they need to do a little hit. But yeah, this watch is called the Seiko Connaisseur. And Seiko, like, they keep surprising me because, again, I've been in this watch game for about 2 or 3 years. I think 3 years, maybe touching four. And, I've seen loads of Seiko models, right? This is the main brand that I really gel with. And you occasionally see a model which you've never seen. And this was one of those ones. And I got this from an eBay store. It's in the UK. They're called Mornington Watches. He also has a website. And I've not told him I'm going to talk about this at all. Like, I've bought, I think, two watches from him. He has probably got the cleanest vintage watches on his store. He's got loads of Seiko quartz watches, all vintage, like 1980s, early 90s, like 2000s, etc. And they all like look very clean. You know, good crystals, decent case. And this has had no work done to it. And I mean, look at the condition for such an old watch. Like, that hasn't been polished out. The crystal is still near perfect. I think there's one or two lines. There's a line in the corner there actually, which you can't really see. Yeah, tiny bits of dust on the dial, which I don't mind at all. So yeah, so Mornington Watches, I'll put the link to the website actually in the description. Please check him out. If you guys are in the UK and you like those vintage Seiko quartz watches, definitely go see him. But coming back to the watch, yeah, I don't know, there's something about it, right? It just looks so impressive. I mean, starting off at that dial, just have a look at that. It's a piano black sunburst dial, fine gold lettering that kind of saw just above the six. You don't have a seconds hand. You've got these small Dauphine gold hands, Seiko quartz in gold. And what I really like is that baton, simple baton at the 12. And then you've got like a gold frame that separates a dial. So it's just nice to look at. Definitely really nice to appreciate. And dimensionally, this thing is tiny. It's, I think, 27 millimeters on lug to lug. And then you've got like a 27 millimeter diameter, so perfect square. I think with this pointy crown, it's like 30 or something like that. And the thickness, again, just absolutely mind blowing, 5 millimeters. And then moving on to the crown, you've got this little blue, I don't know what that is, resin or whatever. Is it black actually? It's difficult to see. Yeah, it is a black sort of, I don't know what it is, guys. It's too small. A tiny little crown. And, since I got it, I haven't even adjusted it. He sent it out to me with the right time, and I haven't even touched it after that. Now, the strap itself, it looks gorgeous. I get why people say it looks like grandma's watch, and that's one of the reasons I'm not wearing it. It does have some kind of feminine cues to it. Definitely it's more unisex than anything. A man can definitely pull this off as well. This was cut to 7¼ inch wrist. Mine's a 6.5 inch wrist, and I didn't really want to mess with it because with this strap you've actually got to cut it and then kind of put it into this here. And yeah, I didn't really want to mess around with that. I did put it on wrist briefly. Definitely did not look right on my wrist, so which is why I thought, I don't mind. I'm just going to keep this to look at it, to just, I don't know, appreciate it now and then. I mean, I have it on my desk actually open, so I can look at it every time I'm up here. And that, oh man, this is just such a nice looking watch. So let's get this on wrist and show you what I'm talking about. So yeah, I don't feel it suits me at all, but it wears so slick, and it is a very slick looking watch. Just look at some of the the shades that you get from this black, those little bits of gold. Yeah, it just looks like black glass on wrist. So yeah, guys, check out Mornington watches if you want to look at some vintage watches. And this is why, I appreciate this channel as well, because it gives me an avenue to kind of release this, to talk about things I like on the channel also, and some of the watches that I like. So this is definitely just going to be back in the box, just maintaining this. Who knows, one day it might be worth like £50,000. Doubt it, but it's not for that reason anyway. So let's just put this away in this beautiful case and just keep it as a showpiece. Now, is there anything that you guys have similar to this? Have you guys got a watch where you've bought it? I know it sounds daft, but I think from a collector's point of view, I'm thinking it's not that strange. Have you guys bought a watch where you've just kept hold of, maybe wore it now and then, but more so you just like to look at it and appreciate it? If you have it, let me know, and let me know which model. So this is definitely going to go back on my desk so I can just see it every time I come here. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate that, and I'll see you in the next video.